What up, Laker fam? It's your boy Dtlf back with another video, man. We got an interesting one for you guys today. Hopefully, you guys got to see my coffee table reveal. If not, go ahead and check that video out. Very interesting, man. Very awesome. So make sure you don't miss out on that. So we're gonna have a couple things to talk about, mainly free agency. Now, you guys know, as of right now, the NBA is trying to bring back the season by July 30th. Last I heard. What's up, Reggie? They're trying to bring back the NBA season by July 30th, so one day earlier than was originally projected. So that's good. And also, the new power rankings came out, and they got the Lakers at #1 finally, as they always should have. Put some respect on our name. But all in all, very excited. What's up, TM Nation? What's up, everybody? Welcome to live stream. So we got some things to cover. Mainly, I wanted to talk about the free agents that are available. As you guys may have or may not have heard, the NBA is allowing NBA teams to bring 17-man rosters to Orlando just in case players get sick or whatever, which I think is very interesting, man. Very interesting. Thanks, Sabotage. I appreciate you, bro. You the GOAT. But if they can bring a 17-man roster, that begs the question: will Demarcus Cousins be back with the Lakers? Now, I've been reading up on that, and some people say he can't. He's not eligible, and some people say he is, that the NBA would allow it. But I'm not sure exactly on that. But I would love to see him back with the Lakers. We never actually got to see him this year. So I think, the more size and skill you have at that position, the deeper you are as a playoff team. Also, who else is a notable name on this free agent list? Well, these are some of the notable names we can talk about: Jamal Crawford, J.R. Smith, Demarcus Cousins, obviously, Lance Stevenson, Iman Shumpert, Darren Collison, Nick Young, Isaiah Thomas, Pau Gasol, Kenneth Faried, David Nwaba, who I really like. I really like this David Nwaba kid, man. Very, very much. Obviously, you guys know he used to be a Laker, and he's a very good defender who can slash. That's about it. His game has two assets to it, and that's slashing and defending. But those two things, he does them extremely well, and I love it. Gasol, I'm not sure if he's eligible, but yes, that would be nice. Another skilled big. I like skilled bigs. That's why I'm leaning towards Demarcus. But if Gasol's available, I would love Pau Gasol, of course. Who do you guys like from this list? There's also Gerald Green, who broke his leg. Some people were mentioning him here in the comment section. I see you guys would like Pau very much. So, yeah, there's some options. There's definitely some options. However, there's a little wrinkle in all of this, and that is that the NBA potentially might not require players to come to Orlando. So if they fear for their life, or they want to stand up for, Black Lives Matter, or any sort of protest or anything they want to do, the NBA Players Association and the NBA has come together, and they're agreeing on terms to where players don't have to come if they don't feel the need, if they don't really want to come to Orlando. So, shout out to Damian Lillard for that provision. And my thing is, if that does happen, right, that definitely puts an asterisk mark on the championship. But depending what players miss out on these playoffs, right? If it's elite, name brand players that miss the playoffs, and whoever wins the championship, Lakers will have one of those little blemishes on the record. But let's hope that's not the case, because you always want to beat the competition at the top. You always want to beat the best of the best to be the best, right? So let's just hope for the best, and let's hope that these superstars show up and put up a fight, because I love it. He said, "What's up, Dan? How are you? I love your Lakers table." Oh, man, I'm glad you liked it, Alfred. My brother's currently working on more different variations and some similar. So if you guys are interested in that, hit me up on Twitter, Instagram, and we set something up. I will be posting them up as he makes them. So, yeah, he's very skilled, very handy. Shouts to my brother Eddie, man. Much love. Amazing piece of art that he just added to my living room. So I love it. I love it. I love it. He said, "Dan, that hat is fire." Thank you, bro. Appreciate it. He said Kenneth Faried. I like Kenneth Faried, but also one of those players that's very limited. He rebounds, basically that's his strength, and dunks the basketball. Other than that, the defense is okay. He's all right as a weak side defender. I'm not sure I really like him as an on-ball defender, but we'll see. He said, "Hey, what's your bro smoke shop's name?" That's Biohazard Smoke Shop in Downey, California. So go ahead and check that out. He will give you a discount. Tell him your boy sent you straight from DTLF, man. He hooks you up. He said, "What do y'all think, Pau or Demarcus?" Honestly, if we need toughness and Demarcus Cousins comes back at least 75% of what he was, before the injury, I'll take Demarcus. However, if you want skill, passing, and probably, a little better health, I'd go with Pau Gasol. But you can't go wrong either way. He said, what's up, Benjamin? How you doing, bro? He said, does your brother do that for a living? Yes, my brother and his wife own a smoke shop, and that is definitely what they do for a living. But my brother has added that because he's very skilled. He's been creating tables and artwork and stuff like that. So yeah, he's adding that to his repertoire. I plan on helping him grow his business, obviously through word of mouth. I'm doing my part through this platform I was blessed with. And, he's doing his part by, putting in the work. So, definitely we're hoping to grow that as a side business. And he's very skilled. If you guys haven't seen the video, definitely check it out. He said, Dan, how do you think Dion Waiters is going to look? Well, rumor has it he's lost over 15 pounds of weight. That's a lot of weight to lose in like 3 months. So I think he's going to look extremely well. I think he's motivated. And I think LeBron James is king. So everybody bows before him, meaning, they fall in line. Even the people with the worst personality. By the way, quick little rumor update that I'm probably going to start this rumor, but it has some legitimacy to it because Draymond Green on Twitter just liked a weird tweet that was talking smack about Steph Curry's wife. So could these be the last days for Draymond Green? Interesting little fun fact. He is signed with LeBron's agent, Rich Paul. So you never know. What if I'd hate to see it because I love me some Kuzma, but what if he requests a trade next season and then it's Kuz for Draymond and some other pieces moved along? What do you guys think of that? I think a team of Draymond Green, LeBron James, and Anthony Davis would be nuts. However, especially defensively. However, I prefer Kuz because he has more upside and the kid is a way better scorer. So that's just my opinion, though. What do you guys think about that? I think that could be a possibility. Draymond's getting older. I'm not a fan of it, but I think that's something that could be in the works if LeBron wants it to happen. Obviously, like I said, Draymond is, he's under LeBron's agent now. So there's a lot of whispers going around that he could be out of Golden State pretty soon. Yeah, I definitely don't like Draymond's attitude, but again, LeBron is king, and I think everybody bows before him. Similar to how Michael Jordan in his era was the GOAT, and he could bend anybody to their will, including Dennis Rodman, who was definitely a rebel and a little loopy, but he got the job done. He said, Draymond is ass and just wants to be ejected from the game. Well, maybe he's not happy in his current situation, just my opinion. I do love his defense. I hate how he cries about everything and he gets out of control. I hate that. He definitely doesn't have much of an offensive skill set. He can get hot from time to time, obviously like he did in the finals in that, Game 7, when they lost to LeBron and the Cavs. But what he brings is toughness and defense and rebounding. So that would definitely be crazy. Imagine Anthony Davis at the 5, him at the power forward, LeBron at the small forward. Oh, my goodness. That would be crazy. However, I still favor Kuz, not just because that's my dog, but because his offensive skill set, I think, is tailor-made for the Lakers. And I don't think he's going to get better. So he said, do you think Rondo's ready for the playoffs? I do. I think Rondo is that guy, man. We've seen him before in the finals. He's crazy. So, yeah. Dan, what are your thoughts on Bradley Beal rumors on the Lakers? Honestly, it would be hard to match that salary. I don't know. I would love Bradley Beal, but what's the cost? Kuz, KCP, a couple of first-round picks we don't have. I mean, what are you going to do to match salaries? You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I don't think that works out just salary-wise. So I think we can put those rumors to bed. Now, however, there's always ways to work around it. I'm sure Rob Pelinka would find a way if he becomes available to the Lakers. But for now, let's just focus on this team and the playoffs that I'm very excited for, man. You say you hate more Draymond or Beverly? Oh, definitely Patrick Beverly. I can't stand Patrick Beverly. He's a fake tough guy. Draymond Green, I think he's more legit as far as backing up his team and just he has more of a skill set at least than Patrick Beverly, who basically could score 1 point a game and really just be yapping all game long. He said Draymond is the asshole you would love on your team. Probably that part is true. Meta World Peace was that guy everybody hated till he came to your team. Indiana loved him, Sacramento loved him, and we loved him as Laker fans. So, yep, I agree with you on that. He said, Dtlf, did you hear about the Beal rumors? Yes, just touched on it just now, so I won't touch on it again. He said Beal is staying in Washington. Actually, Benjamin, if Washington can get a haul for him, I think they would because they're really not advancing. They're like one of those middle-of-the-road teams. They want to be either in the draft lottery or in the playoffs. They don't want to be on the fringe. So if they get a great offer for him, I think they would move him, especially if somebody takes John Wall's contract off of their books. He said the PS5 can't grow. Oh, by the way, yeah, I saw it in glimpse because I was busy today. Obviously, you guys seen the video I uploaded earlier, so check it out if you already have it. I was busy, so I only saw it in glimpse, but they got that Miles Morales version of the Spider-Man game. That itself is a console seller for me. However, I probably won't be getting it at launch unless I'm blessed. If I can afford it, then maybe. But I'm leaning more Xbox because all my friends, family are on that. So, yeah. But if I get lucky enough, I can maybe get them both. I did see a lot of the trailers. Nothing really blew me away other than that Spider-Man trailer. The 2K trailer looks all right. It's just, I feel like they always over-exaggerate the sweat. It's like, why was Zion sweating so much in that gym if nobody's guarding him? You know, I think they should focus more on the physics and the gameplay. We know the graphics have always been fire on 2K, so that's just my opinion, though. We don't need more sweat. You know, there's puddles over there. He said, damn, my boy back with the lives. Let's go. Hey, we back, baby. And there's only going to be more as the season continues to get closer, as stuff continues to break. You guys know where to find me. I'm right here all day. He said, yo, Danny boy, who do you think is the best point guard in the East and in the West? Great question. Great question. Hate to sound biased, but the best point guard in the West is definitely LeBron James because he is a point forward, even though he's not really designated to that position on paper. He is definitely the best point guard in the West and in the whole league. In the East, that's tough because there's a lot of good point guards. I'm a huge fan of Kyrie Irving. Y'all know how I feel about that, even though he's more of a shooting point. But if you're talking about pure point, ooh, that's tough, man. I'm not sure. Maybe I can't. My mind's a little cloudy right now when it comes to the Eastern Conference. But throw some names at me, and then I'll tell you which one I like. I'm a big Damian Lillard fan, too. He said, bro, Bron, #witness. Absolutely. He said, I want to see 2K make an NFL game again. That would be cool, man. That would be. I think they already announced something like that, didn't they? I could have sworn. He said Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons is a good point forward as well, but I think I will still take Kyrie Irving as a point guard over Ben Simmons. He's a more capable scorer. He can take over games, and in my opinion, he could have easily been co-finals MVP with LeBron during that series because he really hit some big shots that pretty much decided that Game 7. So. He said, y'all like the video for our dude Dtlf. Thanks, Tony. I appreciate you. I appreciate all the love and all the inquiries I've received over the table from the video earlier, man. So thank you guys so much, man. I'm humbled. I'm very excited, man. It's a beautiful living room. We're starting to build here. So he's a Team Xbox, but that Spider-Man is the only reason I'll buy the PS5. My favorite Marvel hero. Absolutely, man. And that Miles Morales movie, the first, from the Spider-Verse was sick. I'm debating which one was my favorite Spider-Man between the original, the Tom Holland, and that Miles Morales. Like, that's really in the conversation because, a diverse Spider-Man is dope, man. I could relate. And it was just such a cool storyline, and it was awesome. Is it Zion Williamson or Luka? If you want flair, athleticism, and upside, you go with Zion. However, if you want a for sure superstar that you know is going to impact the game for years to come, you go with Luka Doncic. He doesn't have the sexiest style of gameplay, but he's definitely an effective player who's very crafty. So if I'm going for a franchise player, I'm leaning more towards Luka, although I believe Zion will probably end up being just as good, if not better, as far as impact on the game. So we'll see, though. He needs to stay healthy. That's a huge question mark for him. Hey, what's up, Sports Nation? How you doing, bro? He said your video was lit, Dan. Thank you, bro. I appreciate you. He said, how do you think Markieff Morris will play? I think, man, he's done a good job already from what I've seen. His defense is solid. I think he's a better rebounder than we've seen so far. He can knock down shots. He got a nice little jumper on him, and he brings toughness to the team. So he fits right in like a glove. He said, would you rather face the Grizzlies or the Pelicans in the first round? Great question. For entertainment purposes and just because I believe in our team, I say the Pelicans because, I love those young Lakers, but I do want to put them out. And I want Anthony Davis to feel solidified in his decision in coming to the Lakers because he did request a trade to us. So that would just, come full circle. And then it would be like, the young Lakers, they would be hungry, obviously, and they'd get some playoff experience, the young ex-Lakers. But obviously the experience always wins, and we got the superstars. So I think it would be a 5 to 6 game series at worst. At best, it could be a 4-game sweep by the Lakers, just like we did in the regular season. So Yeah, I would like to see the Pelicans. Although it would also be entertaining to see the Memphis Grizzlies because John Morant is that dude. So he said the Blazers have a good chance to make the 8th seed, though. Oof, that would be the most dangerous team. I definitely don't want to face the Blazers, not because I'm afraid of them, but because they could definitely put up a fight. And I want the Lakers to come out healthy out of the first round, and I don't really want them to. Yeah, definitely want them to be battle tested, but I don't. Honestly, I don't want to face, C.J. McCollum and Dame. Those guys are a nightmare. Carmelo Anthony, he fits right in with that team so far. And then they got Hassan Whiteside, who he's a knucklehead, but when he shows up, he's dangerous as far as rebounding, blocking shots, and just wreaking havoc in the paint. So he said, no, bro, watching no b-ball is boring. Absolutely, man, but we coming back soon, so that's good. He said, you seen Joker? That boy slim. Did he lose weight for him? I haven't seen Jokic. I have not seen Jokic. He said, Dan, who do the Lakers need more, Boogie, JR, or Jay Crossover? I always go towards big men with skills because, again, the game slows down in the playoffs, and sometimes guards are not effective. But bigs, for some reason, tend to stay more consistent because they're closer to the rim. And then Boogie can also pass. He can do all kinds of stuff, man. All kinds of stuff. He said, Dan, are you into socks? Absolutely. If y'all didn't see my video earlier, man, I have my Air Kuzmas on, man. Yeah, I'm definitely into socks, especially if they're Laker related. I'm all about that. He said, remember the wave bye to Westbrook plus Carmelo? No thanks. Yes, that's a dangerous team. Damian Lillard is hungry to prove himself. Getting eliminated, playoff after playoff, and actually having a decent team this year is going to be something that, I don't want to see in the first round. He said he's super skinny. I heard Luka was out of shape. Is he? Nobody should be out of shape, man. If they really want it, if they really want it, like Laker Nation and the Lakers nobody should be out of shape. So that would be tough. He said, bro, you lost weight or something. Nah, man. I've been trying to stay a little fit, eat a little better and stuff like that. So, yeah, I'm trying, bro. I'm trying, but I'm not where I want to be yet. Oh, he says stocks, not socks. My bad. When I read fast, I just skim through the wording, so sometimes I misread stuff. Yeah, I'm into stocks, definitely. Shout out to my boy who puts me on, AK. Lonnie's always puts me onto the stock market. He be making some pretty nice bread on there. So he's just getting started as well himself. But I definitely need to get more into stocks. He said, Dan, look up a picture of Jokic right now. I'll do it after the video for sure, man. I'll take your word for it. He looks like a different person, man. Hopefully, he still has his back to the basket post strength and all that. So that way, when he faces the Clippers, he eliminates them. Like, I can't wait for that. I've been trying, bro. I'm not where I need to be at, though, as far as weight goes. He said, yeah, Joker looked like a different person. He said, learn stocks, bro. Changed my life. For sure, man. If you got any pointers and tips, I would definitely appreciate that. You can always DM me on Twitter at Dan, a Lakers fan, or Instagram, DTLF 24/7. I truly would appreciate anything you got to give to a young rookie. Is a Pau Gasol return to Lakers? What are your thoughts? That would be dope. That would be amazing, man. I'm even more in favor of it now than before when Kobe passed because I think, Kobe would be very happy and smiling down from heaven if Pau retired a Laker and we end up hanging his jersey. Like, for my man Kobe, I really want that to happen because I know Kobe really loved Pau. It was probably his favorite teammate, if not, if not his favorite, one of his favorites. So, let's do it for the Black Mamba. Anything to honor him, I'm in favor of. So I heard teams will be able to replace players that don't want to go to Orlando. If that's the case, and I heard the same thing, if that's the case, then let's try to convince some of the weaker links on the Lakers not to come to Orlando. That way we can recruit some stronger players. But no, our team overall is strong, man, and I don't think we need much, honestly. He said Cousins knows how to play with AD and Rondo. That's a plus. Yes, not only that, but Cousins is skill big. The last thing you want to do is have him go to a rival team and then have to face him at some point down the road, especially when he's been, studying the Lakers playbook and he knows some of the players' tendencies just by watching. So he said, don't buy stocks, Dan. Stocks are overvalued by Bitcoin or what is that? I don't know how to pronounce that word, but he said, it will change your life later. Do your due diligence. You know what? The stocks I bought, I there's always like a time in the morning when the stocks rise and then they dip at some certain point. So what you got to do is you got to buy low, sell high. At least that's what I've been doing. Obviously, with the app I'm using, I can only sell and buy and sell the same stocks, probably like 3 times a week. So I try to mix it up. I appreciate all the advice, guys. He said, no BS. Will we keep Rondo? Will he show up or not? Thoughts? Yes, I believe in Rondo. I look at the body of work of a player's career over just like regular season stats and stuff like that. Rondo has always been lethal in the playoffs. Look what he did with, except for the Mavericks, but everybody else. Look what he did for Boston, obviously, and look what he did for, was it the Kings? I don't even think the Kings won the playoffs, so no, not the Kings. Look what he did for Boston. Look what he did for the Pelicans in the playoffs. The man is a beast, so he could switch it up, and I think he'll take his game to another level. Like, remember, Rondo's that dude that dives on the floor, breaks his arm, gets up, and continues to play. Like, they pop it back in, and he comes back into the game. So he's that guy. He said, nice hat, Dan. My favorite Lakers hat was in the 2010 championship hat with the banner in the middle. That one was dope. I remember that. He said, in order for Boogie to come back, somebody has to go. Does that have to be? Because I heard, teams could actually expand to 17-man roster because of COVID. So I'm not sure, bro. We would have to look into the details for sure. But from what I'm hearing, we could just add him. He said, speaking of Kobe Bryant, it's hard to process his death. I'm still mourning. Yeah, man. It's a touchy subject. Sometimes I get a little teary-eyed when people send me like little stuff for Kobe and stuff. I try to avoid it right now because I'm still very sensitive to it. But I love it, man. When I feel strong again, I'm just gonna start binge watching a bunch of his highlights, and I couldn't even finish his documentary the other day. I got a little sentimental, but yeah, it's tough, man. That's the only player that I've ever idolized in my life, like idolized, was Kobe Bryant. Like, I've loved other players, but I've never idolized them the way that I did for Kobe. So I just looked up to him as a role model. Y'all know how I feel. Because I hope you're right about Rondo, bro. I'm gonna keep believing too. Man, I'm gonna tell you this. Every time I've believed in a player based on his body of work, he has come through. I'm talking players like Sasha, who have went in slumps, when they were with the Lakers in the playoffs, and then all of a sudden, boom, they hit their free throws in clutch situations and play great defense during certain series. Players like Lamar Odom, who sometimes were inconsistent offensively, but you look at the body of work and how they impact the game, they just bring so much more to the table. I believe in those players. Now, some fans are very fair weather, and they forget about a player as soon as he has a bad game or 2 or 3 or whatever. Just like that happened a lot with Kuzma this year. People forgot Kuzma was that dude who dropped 41 points in 3 quarters. I was there live wearing my Kuzma Lucky socks, and I'll never forget it. People forget he's capable of that, and they wanted to trade him for a bag of Skittles. But as soon as he plays good, people remember again. They're like, oh man, yeah, crazy. Kuz that dude. But again, I always like to look at the body of work and not judge a player just based on a couple of bad games or one bad season or whatever. It could always click for him and he could come back. Danny Green has been very subpar in some games, but I think he's going to be worth his contract when he shows up. He's shown his little clutch moments this year, but it's just a small sample size. The veterans, they know how to turn it up for the playoffs. So I'm really excited for that. You're going to see a different – and I'm very excited to see what Kuz brings to the playoffs. We've never seen a young Kyle Kuzma in the playoffs. We've seen him in the tournament. We've seen him, in Summer League. He stepped it up. He won Summer League final game MVP. So I want to see – I think he's a pressure-type dude. I think he steps it up in pressure situations, and I think when the playoffs start, you're going to see a different locked-in Kyle Kuzma. But we'll see. I stand to be corrected because, only time will tell. Hey, what's up, Tim? What's up, Tim? You're going to have to rewind the video, man. We covered a lot of stuff. So, when I hit that 30-minute mark, I'm going to exit because, I got a meal cooking up for me. So, very excited for that. How is Boogie getting played? How is Boogie playing time with JaVale and Dwight Howard playing the same position? Because, man, you can alternate. You can always remember, bigs get in foul trouble in the playoffs too. So the more bigs, the more basically of a security blanket you have. We have plenty of guards, and we just added another one in Dion Waiters. So people leaning more towards Jamal and JR, I say Boogie, because the front line depth is so crucial, man. They're the last line of defense, and they're also playmakers down low. They're the ones that can score when the game gets rigid and rough. So I think, having somebody like Boogie there just in case JaVale gets in early foul trouble or Dwight even, that's happened this time during the season. So it hurt me when we cut Boogie. I didn't expect that. I thought Quinn Cook or somebody else was going to get cut since we had a lot of depth. But I'm happy we kept Quinn Cook, and I hope we add Boogie. He said, Dan, do you play my career? Right now, I'm up 2-0 against the Spurs in the semis. using my slashing playmaker, 84 overall. When the game first came out, I used to play a lot of my career with my friends, but I've become busy as of late, so I haven't really touched that mode. I play some my team from time to time because there's quick games you can get into, like triple threat online. So I play a little bit of that. He said JaVale doesn't play much anyway, so Boogie can give Dwight a breather. Not just that, but Boogie could also play some backup 4 because he can stretch the floor when he's healthy and do a little more than just scoring the paint and defending the paint. And he got a 3-point shot. Yep, just like Jay White said. He said, "Do you think Lonzo will be a future All-Star?" I do. I've been saying it, and my stance doesn't change. As a matter of fact, this year he took his game to another level, man. He's shooting a high clip beyond the 3-point line. Somebody look that up for me right now, real quick. But I think he's shooting close to 40, if not over 40. Lonzo has really stepped his game up offensively as far as shooting goes, and he's always been a good slasher and a playmaker and a very good ball handler. All he needs now, and a good defender and rebounder. So he has a lot of good assets to his game that I think, he's definitely going to be an all-star. I pray that one day he comes back. If he comes back to the Lakers, man, I'd be very happy, even if he's older as a vet, because those kind of point guards don't grow on trees. Playmaker types. You see the NBA is trending more towards the scoring type. So these guys they make the game of basketball fun for their teammates, infectious, just like LeBron does. And, I loved having him as a Laker, man. I never complained about him like other fans did and talk about he was a bust. Nah. Same thing with D'Angelo. I loved having him as a Laker. I knew he was going to be an all-star. I told you guys years ago, even when people calling him, I don't know, they would come up with some weird nicknames, Buslow, Snitch Angelo, all this stuff. I'm like, the guy is just a kid. He's growing up. He's getting better. I tell you guys, be patient with these young kids. Same thing for Kuz. I know he's 24, 25 already, but he's still young, especially for basketball years. He's going to get better. He's going to get playoff experience. And trust me, if we didn't have a super team, Kyle Kuzma would be averaging over 21 points per game, and they'd be comparing him to really good players. So a lot of it is situational. He's sacrificing a lot from his game coming off the bench. But I think he's still developing under LeBron, under AD. He practiced with these guys. So, everything he learns, young players, the best ones, they soak everything up, and then they improve from that. But go ahead and smash that like button. A lot of information given out on this video, man. A lot more coming out. If you guys have any more questions, this is your time to shine. I basically got everything off my plate, everything I wanted to say. Again, if you already haven't, check out my Lakers limited edition coffee table, the only one of its kind in the world. If you already haven't seen that video, smash the thumbs up on that, man. I truly appreciate it. If you guys are interested in something, hit me up. He said players won't be drug tested, so yeah. I mean, look, the NBA is flexible, marijuana is legal, so they're not really going to be doing other drugs and stuff. These guys are focused, so there's no need for that, especially when they're already going to be getting tested for a lot of coronavirus type tests. So, yep. He said, "What up, Dan? What's up, Nemo? How you doing, bro?" Said D'Lo was a reserve all-star in the East. Not that hard. Hey, he's still very skilled, man. D'Angelo Russell take nothing away from him. He is a 20-plus point per game scorer for the rest of his career. I guarantee it. And he makes it look effortlessly. Not just that, but he's a very elite playmaker who's underrated. The only thing he needs to work on a little bit more from time to time is his defense. But he has good size for a guard. He could post you up, back you down, shoot over you. He's very crafty. I'm a D'Lo fan. That's always going to be my dude. He's with Minnesota now. But, again, if Lonzo and D'Angelo come back at some point in their careers, I would not be mad at all. I would love to see them play together. He said, "You should watch the video of the former Laker Josh Hart raging on Call of Duty. It's very hilarious." Yeah, I made fun of him, man. I made fun of him. I'm not a Josh Hart fan. I do love his game. However, as a personality, I think he's very trash because as soon as he left the Lakers, instead of being classy and leaving the doors open, he said some dumb stuff, including something that was very offensive to me, that In-N-Out was overrated and blah, blah, blah. And at least they don't have any earthquakes in New Orleans and stuff like that. It's just like hating because he got traded. And it's like, bro, have some class. You're still a millionaire. You still got treated extremely well. And you were blessed enough to play for a class organization that any of us, diehard fans would kill. Like, we'd really give our left leg just to play for the Lakers for a year or whatever. He just took it for granted and he closed up a door. If I'm Jeannie Buss, I ain't never trading for that kid again because, he was so disrespectful. However, I know Jeannie has a big heart just like I do, and we'd probably give him a second chance just like we did Dwight Howard. And look, it worked out. So who knows down the road. But he really had me disappointed. I didn't think Josh Hart was that dude. Everybody else left with class. Lonzo Ball, class. Had nothing but great things to say. Brandon Ingram, was he upset? Sure, but he was still classy about it. everybody who was left, class. Even D'Angelo, even though he took those shots from Magic, he stayed classy. So you gotta love that, man. You gotta love it when a young player shows class. They're getting paid millions of dollars to do what they love. So the least they can do is show some class and just be graceful to the fan base that supported you, man. Whatever happened to Julius Randle? Well, he plays for a horrible owner in James Dolan. I don't blame him for having an off year. He's had an off year, but before that, his career was trending upwards. I just think he's in a bad situation right now. He doesn't really fit in that team. They should trade him this offseason, and hopefully he goes to a team that values his skill set. He's very good. He's still a little out of control from time to time, but he's very good, very skilled. I love players that can do multiple things, and Julius Randle could do that, and he improved on beyond the arc this year. So he said, Dan, people think Jokic will get bodied in the paint because he got so skinny. What do you think? Maybe he will. Maybe he won't. Maybe he'll just add more speed and he'll be a little more athletic around the basket. Maybe he'll be more dangerous. He's still very skilled. So we'll see what happens with that. But I'm going to sit back and observe. That Denver Nuggets team is very dangerous, and I respect the heck out of them. Houston Rockets, James Harden lost some weight, so we'll see what that translates to. The West is very deep. So the Clippers and any team in the West is not going to have a walk in the park. I just want any team that knocks off the Clippers early in the first or second round is going to become one of my favorite teams in the league. I'll tell you that right now, because that's how much I dislike that bum-ass franchise. So I'm telling you guys, whatever team comes and does that favor for Laker fans, that way we don't have to see Patrick Beverley for 7 games, ugly ass. That way we don't have to look at him for a 7-game series. That would be awesome. So I hope they face Denver or the Rockets or some team that's actually capable of beating them. And then, just it'll be so beautiful to watch, especially since ESPN was riding them early in the season. He said, Dan, can't you just wait to see the Clippers get eliminated? I can't. I know it's going to happen. It's going to be first or second round. Watch. They might not even make it to the West. I have a feeling, because they're always overrated and overhyped. They did the same thing when they had, square-headed, marshmallow head, Elton Brand, and Sam Cassell. They got eliminated in the second round. Corey Spaghetti Maggette. I remember that bum-ass franchise, man. They always have pretenders. Then they had the Lob City, Clippers, Flop City is what I call them, because that's all they used to do. And then they thought they were going to win a championship. And guess again, you're not the Lakers. So at the end of the day, there's only one franchise here in LA that plays basketball. All the other ones belong to different sports franchises, right? We got a Dodgers is LA all day. It ain't Angel City. It's Dodgers Town. Again, Laker Town, LA Galaxy Town, Rams Town. Although I know there's some Charger fans in here. I'm not going to hate on y'all. But pretty soon you're going to have to get with the program, man. It's always the franchise that establishes itself first here in LA, and the ones that win championships that deserve our respect, man, not the other ones. Like, I seen some OG at work, he's like, I don't want to guess his age, but he's somewhere in his late 40s, early 50s. I don't know, somewhere in between. And he tells me he's a Clipper fan. He told me this because I was wearing my, my COVID mask, the Laker mask that I wear at work. So he's like, oh, I see your mask. He said, I like the Clippers. I said, it is what it is. We got nothing to talk about. But at the end of the day, respect the OG, whatever. He's an OG. But I'm like, I couldn't believe, like, inside of me, I told my homie, I was like, I can't believe this OG likes the Clippers. Like, they have no history. Like, how can you like the Clippers unless you're a bandwagon, right? Like, I felt like asking him so bad, but out of respect, I was just like, you know what? He likes what he likes, whatever. What about the LA Rams? Yeah, I said it. Horns up. That's the team. I'm not a Charger fan. I'm telling you, the Rams are LA's team for sure. ESPN writing on the Lakers to win it all at the beginning. They hate the Lakers. That's what they do. And I told you guys early in the season, remember, I said, you heard it here first. Lakers will be number 1 in the West. Lakers will be the champions. And the Clippers, all this hype is going to disappear as the year progresses. Well, guess what? Check out the power rankings. Clippers ain't even number 2. So I'm saying. He's at ESPN writing. He said, Dan, how much points realistically do you think AD will average in the playoffs? The same or better? Because superstars sometimes elevate their game even more, but I expect them anywhere from 27 to 30. AD is the real deal, and nobody's going to be able to stop him in a 7-game series. LeBron's going to feed him. He's his weapon. It's going to make things easier for him. He's going to open up lanes. It's just, we have a true asset. It reminds me of Kobe and Shaq. Obviously, don't never disrespect Kobe and Shaq. They're already champions. But it's a similar skill level. I'm telling you guys, man. The post up inside out, The pick and roll game is going to be nuts. The lob game is going to be out of this world. The real Lob City. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's going to be crazy. Lord Vader, what's up? I like that name, by the way. Darth Vader is like one of my favorite characters. One of my favorite, I think, movie villains of all time. So, yeah, I love it. I'm doing good, man. Thanks for asking. He said, what moves would you make this offseason? Well, according to ESPN and all these rumors, we're going to make a splash. But I think just minor tweaks. I think bring back the roster and make a minor tweak here or there. Keep us relevant and on top, right? Hopefully, Avery Bradley brings the defensive intensity, man. Me too. I'm excited to see Avery Bradley. That's another great player we added who's made an impact early this season. So I love the team as it's constructed. And I think we're good to go. But anyways, guys, it's going to wrap it up for me. Thank you guys so much. Don't forget to smash the like button. I smell the food already. It's done. I can't wait to go in and grub right now. So thank you guys so much. Don't forget to drop a like. Check out my other video I dropped today if you guys already haven't seen it. Great video, great reveal. Show my man cave off a little bit. Check that out. Drop a like on that. And I will be coming back with any sort of news that breaks or anything that needs to be discussed. Y'all know where to find me. It's your boy Dtlf, man. It's been real. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Have a great day.